Hello. Hi there. Faye Bryant here with another daily devotion. Before I get started on that, let me introduce myself. I am Faye Bryant. I am an author, coach, and speaker who helps individuals escape the lies of the enemy, live into God's truth, and build a better life by first feeling, dealing, and healing their way through a stuck future or an abused past toward a deeper path of purpose and into the unhackable life of their chosen legacy. If that is something that would interest you, you can check out my recovery coaching, my purpose coaching, and my unhackable life coaching at this address, faybryant.com/coach. All right. And and I'll give you the link. It's in the description, the link for getting a free consultation. Okay. Now, today we're going to look at John 14:27. I am leaving you with a gift, peace of mind and heart. And the peace I give is a gift the world cannot give. So don't be troubled or afraid. Let's talk. Jesus was talking to his disciples when he told them he was bequeathing to them his own perfect peace. He was leaving, but unlike the inheritance the world gives, material gifts and human blessings, he would leave them the peace he walked around with. An incomprehensible peace that encompasses and cannot be bought or sold. Imagine being alive in a time when, as a Jew, you were persecuted severely by the Romans. Excuse me. You were deemed second-class citizens. You were governed and taxed, beaten and killed at the whim of hard-hearted, tough-fisted men. Now imagine having a peace that allows you to walk among these without a thought to safety. Imagine in the midst of these trying times to be able to laugh heartily because your heart is so at peace. This is what the disciples were given. Now, we do see that when Jesus was dead and buried, these men and women hid in fear, their peace not evident. The key to their peace, a measure of faith, was missing. With the hindsight understanding that we have, we can see that they didn't understand that he would return, that the world would be turned upside down, and that even though their persecution ramped up, they had peace available to them. Isn't that just like us? Every believer has this peace of Jesus bequeathed to us through salvation. Sometimes we don't initiate the faith that lets that peace reign in us, and we suffer the what ifs, anxiety, fear, and worry of the unknown. What do you say we make a change today? Let's stop allowing ourselves to be agitated and disturbed. Let's not permit ourselves to be fearful, intimidated, cowardly, or unsettled. Let's look at all God has done and accept that he will do the same for us. Let's trust that the incomprehensible peace that he spoke of is already ours, and let's walk in it. Let's laugh in the face of the diagnosis. Let's bask in God's goodness regardless the circumstances, certain that he holds every moment in his sovereign hands. Let's show the watching world this benefit of belonging to him and be ready to explain why. Coffee, Bible, journal. Those times are really not so different than ours, are they? People are ridiculed or rejected, either because of skin color or faith or their beliefs or their opinions. They are hurt emotionally, physically, mentally. But yet, we can have peace. It doesn't make sense to have peace in these times that are in so much turmoil, so much going on, so much chaos, so much anger and bitterness and all of it. But if we will recall that these times are really no different than what the first century believers had to deal with, we can realize that that very peace that Jesus offered them is ours as well. And we can live in that. See, I know that this is possible because I have survived several things walking in this kind of peace. I'm not all that in a bag of donuts, y'all. I am just a believer who took it on faith that this peace was mine because Jesus said so. I have received 2 different cancer diagnoses. And while I was shaken to start with, my faith remained firm, knowing that God had it all under control, and a peace that nobody else could understand was over me. Doctors and nurses and friends and family all remarked about this kind of peace that I was experiencing. They couldn't understand how I was able to just keep going, to just live in spite of what I was told. It's where our faith is. If we put our faith in the one who gives us the peace, we can walk and live in the peace completely, complete, knowing that that it's real, that it is real. See, the peace that we're talking about is the very same peace that he walked in. Now you think about the stories throughout the Gospels where Jesus was confronted with things that we would run away from. But he just stood there and he answered and he helped and he gave comfort and he just lived with this peace. And you got to know that the people around him were astounded and amazed and in awe of it. And so this was what he left them when he was leaving. This is what he left us. What is it that's bothering you today? Is it the chaos that you see in the news? Is it a diagnosis of your own or of a family member? Is it fears of what may come and what could happen? Are you dealing with depression born on the back of all the what ifs and the what has happened and nothing's ever going to get better? Whatever those things are, I invite you to plug into the Savior. Take the time to read through the Gospels. See how Jesus lived and walked. Recognize all that time that you're reading that, recognize that he is walking in peace. And every time you see that, remind yourself that peace is my peace. It is. It is. So today, let's do that. Let's don't look at the things around us and become agitated and irritated, right? Let's look at the things around us and say, okay, God's got it. Not just in a flip matter and not in this trying to cover things over way, but this firm foundation, this firm knowing that regardless of what is happening around us, God is sovereign. He is the one who says what happens and what doesn't. He is in utter, absolute, complete, and total control. Which means we're not. Right? Okay, I better get off here. I appreciate you checking in and joining me to see these, to look at the scriptures, to realize that God believes in you, that he is for you, to be able to apply these things to your everyday walking around life, and to know him better. Okay. Oh, listen, if you are watching on YouTube, I invite you to hit the button, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you get notifications when these go live. And until next time, I'm Faye Bryant. Have a fantastic day. Bye.